Right, and welcome back to the channel. My name's Stephen Howson, and this is 5 things that we learned watching United and Omonia last night in Europa League. In number 1 then, worryingly wasteful. So the finishing was awful. Let's have it right. We had a massive XG from the game, and 1 goal from over 4 expected goals is plainly not good enough. A little bit of good goalkeeping in there, but we also put a lot right at him. Zero ruthlessness. And this game is one of those weird ones. The longer a team holds out, the more confidence they've got they can hold out. And you allow that to build up and build up and build up and build up until it gets to the 93rd minute and you're absolutely desperate just to stick anything in no matter how it goes in. Keeper out of worldie. You're going to get punished in the Premier League, and you could even get punished in the Premier League this week if you end up playing like that. If you have 4 XG against Newcastle and don't score, you're going to lose because they're going to score a goal against us. We have to be a lot better in front of goal. Highlights the requirement for a striker desperately, I think. In number 2, Bruno. His lack of ball retention and decision making have been called out for a long time. He takes a lot of risk, and with that risk comes a lot of chances. It seems to me like he doesn't have a great relationship with Ronaldo on the pitch. I'm sure he idolises him off the pitch, but they don't seem to click on the pitch. Against teams that low block, you trade off the creativity that Bruno undoubtedly has for someone that looks rushed and panicked, and he becomes a second striker. Against teams that low block, Bruno needs to remove himself from the forward line, get himself out of the D, become part of the midfield, and use the talent that he's got in those areas. When he doesn't get a goal or an assist, there's a sharp focus looks at him. And if a result doesn't go the right way, you kind of go, what is he doing? Because defensively, he doesn't do a lot. He runs around a lot, but defensively, he doesn't actually produce a lot. So you're reliant on when he's in possession, when the team is attacking, that he's got to produce. And if he doesn't, much like some of the wingers that we've got in the squad, what are you bringing to the table if not? He's very feast and famine in the way he plays. And I think a level of consistency would take Bruno to another level. I think, if he probably wants to be compared to the likes of De Bruyne in the Premier League, but he's a mile off that level of consistency. Number 3, Sancho spark. Great feet, good vision for the goal that eventually won it from McTominay. He did look sharp when he came on. He looked motivated when he came on. He combined well with Luke Shaw down the left-hand side on a couple of occasions, and I think that was a nice response to being dropped, and I think he was dropped. I think he hasn't necessarily deserved his starting berth from a couple of his recent performances. So I would like to think that being benched was a result of performance, not just rotation. But responding well to the competition is a positive thing. Let's hope he can take us back to the level that we know that he's got. Number 4, we got to improve. I think with the aspirations that United have, the competition that there's going to be to get inside the top 4, let alone what you want to do in the cup competitions, you've got to be more ruthless and have more of a cutting edge. And is that possible with the forward line that we've got at the moment? Ronaldo, I thought Ronaldo was probably a little bit unlucky. And we'll touch on that in the next topic, actually. But I thought that they probably game planned for Ronaldo to play, knowing that he was the one that they're going to have to shut down, and he's the one that they're going to have to kind of lock up. And if they stop Ronaldo scoring, who else is really going to score in this United side? And I think that tactic was quite evidently working for them on a greater or lesser degree. Double mark Ronaldo, take him out of the game, because he didn't look bad, Ronaldo. He just didn't have any time or space on the ball, and sometimes that's not what he's doing. You've got to appreciate what the opposition have done, and I think Neil Lennon set Omonia up just to stop Ronaldo at all costs. I think it'd look completely different on Sunday against Newcastle. That's going to be a tough game for us. We're going to need to be firing. We're going to need to probably score without creating enough to score a whole expected goal. You might have to, score your first one from a 20% chance. That's what we're going to have to do. We need to improve our finishing. Do we know what our best 11 is just yet. He seems to have a little bit of a decision to make at fullback. He's got a little bit of a decision to make in the wide areas. There's probably a decision to make in the striker, although I think that gets made for him just on who's fittest at the moment. Midfield, I think we're starting to get the idea of what his best midfield three is, and I think we're all probably fairly happy with that. There's been some real good progress. Progress in the style of play, certainly progress in the composure, but there has to be progress in results, because results is what he's going to be judged upon. And I think there's a big opportunity and also a risk on Sunday. One, we could get turned over. If we can win, I think that could go a long, long way and be a very, very positive thing if we're able to get the victory. We need to go up a level. The Europa League maybe doesn't inspire people enough. Newcastle, the form they're in and some of the players that they've got should absolutely panic us into fixing up. It's a winnable game. This isn't Manchester City in their pomp like they are at the moment. This is a winnable game. But it will be a tough game, make no mistake. And number 5, Martial was missed. His injury issue and the lack of reliability, of availability from him, I think is going to hurt us. Ronaldo, even though I thought he was marked out of the game last night, is still a shadow of himself. You know, he still doesn't look sharp, I think it's fair to say. And Ronaldo in games like that, where he's just an in-the-box predator, it isn't necessarily ideal. You need someone that's maybe a little bit more of a focal point, maybe a physical focal point. United operate better offensively when Martial plays. He offers a lot more mobility. His link-up play seems to be quite good. Even though I've been critical of his link-up play in the past, I think there's at times he plays it behind defenders, behind his teammates, sorry. Looking to get the ball back rather than looking to put them in. But he seems to have a decent chemistry, especially with Marcus. Marcus seems to play better alongside Anthony. I thought he was good last night, it's worth mentioning. Ronaldo can definitely still be lethal in games. And Tony's fitness is a huge issue for us. But I think right now, if Anthony Martial is fit, he has to play the form that he's in. And if he can continue that form, he might save us dipping into the transfer market. But if he can't make himself available for 60, 70% of the remaining games of this month, what is the point in keeping him around? You know, he's been here a long time now. He has to be relied upon to play, or what is the point? His career might come down to how injury prone he is, and that'd be sad. It would be sad. He's done well to resurrect his career, because after what went on with the loan to Sevilla, I don't think I was alone in thinking that this is game over for him. It's finished. But he has pulled it back. Now he just needs to stay fit, and he could really fire us into some success this season. And I hope that's how it goes down. What do you think? Can he do it? Can we go up a level? How confident are you for Sunday? Any other points that I've missed from last night's game, apart from the opposition keeper having a fucking worldie? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.